Welcome everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the Monday night breath class where we focus on breath and pranayama. Pranayama is the yogic term for breath works. So really beautiful practice. I've made it an integral part of my life. These practices, pranayams, breath exercises, have been around for thousands of years. If you look at the Patanjali Sutras or the Upanishads, there is reference to people using breath in order to slow our minds down, to connect to our bodies, and to make a mind-body relationship, which is really important for being in the present moment. If you don't want to be in the present moment, breath isn't for you. But if you're interested in really connecting to this experience of being in our bodies so that we can be with what's happening out here regardless of how challenging it may be, breath is your instrument. And I hope that you get quite a bit out of this class. We're going to be doing and using a number of different breath techniques today to aid you, to shift our experience. And when I say shift our experience, it's both a mental, emotional, and physical shift that can take place. And you'll notice in this class that after we make those shifts, we often will pause so that we can experience that shift and really appreciate what has taken place instead of just going right on to the next activity. So welcome, YouTube Live, new and existing viewers, and please, if you can, add in the comments where you're watching from and any experience that you might have in this class. I always like to hear input and feedback so that this class can be adjusted so it fits your needs. So let's start right in. If everybody could just come sitting either on a pillow or on a mat. If you can, down on the floor is preferred. And I'd like you to ground into your mat, into your pillow, into your floor. Go ahead and close your eyes. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and follow your breath. And watch it bring you all the way down into your chest, all the way down to your navel, possibly all the way down into your hips. And then also use your exhale following your breath out and allowing yourself to relax and release as you exhale. Each inhale being a little bit fuller, feeling the lungs expand, feeling your chest expand. You may find a little bit of tightness because there hasn't been a full breath of air throughout the day. So allow your body to adjust. Allow it to slowly expand and release. Beautiful. Eyes are closed as you're watching your breath inhale and exhale. And now shifting so that you can feel what is taking place in your body. Your breath has brought you down into this vehicle, this home for your life. So allow yourself to feel what's taking place there. What's happening in your shoulders, in your heart center, in your gut, and all the way down into your hips. Deep inhale, expanding your chest, feeling the rib cage expand. Slow exhale, feeling yourself deflate, feeling the breath release back to the surroundings. Deep inhale, deep exhale, beautiful. Allow yourself to settle. Allow yourself to extend through the crown of your head so your spine remains straight. You can bring your chest a little bit forward to straighten the spine. Bring your chin gently down to feel the back of your neck extend slightly. Making these small adjustments, but always staying connected to your inhale and exhale. If you lose your breath, come back with your awareness. Beautiful. Deep inhales. Complete exhales. And as you settle into your body, we're going to try a little experiment here. I often like to use breath holds as a way of really settling into our body and feeling how it can be activated, but how we can also calm it and relax it. So on your next inhale, go ahead and take a deep inhale, suspend your breath. Eyes are still closed. Relax your body, your chest, your back, your neck. And allow your full set of lungs, full breath, to hold you upright. Allow yourself to feel the quietness of not only just staying still, but not breathing. And watch that there may be moments where some anxiety, a little bit of fear, the mind becomes busy. In those moments, it's important to not push those away, but to invite them in, to connect to them, and to soothe them, to relax them. Now, if you get to a point where you need to breathe, I would suggest inhaling a little bit, suspending your breath. And if you get to a point where you absolutely need to breathe, slowly exhale. The slow exhale helps you stay in control. But if you can still maintain your breath hold, please do. And then let's all exhale. Slowly exhale through the nose. Deep inhale. Slowly exhale. Let's take another deep inhale. And suspend your breath, relaxing your shoulders and your face and your back. Eyes are closed. Allow yourself to find that stillness inside. Allow yourself to feel some comfort in that stillness. And as before, if there's anything that comes up, a little bit of fear or anxiety, a sensation in your body that disrupts that stillness, acknowledge it. Acknowledge it with your awareness. Soothe it. Relax it. Let it dissolve. If you need to breathe, take a little inhale. Keep the breath suspended. You're almost there. And let's slowly exhale. Deep inhale. Slowly exhale. And a deep inhale again. This time, suspend your breath for one last time. Eyes are closed. Chest is expanded. Spine is elongated. Eyes are quiet and still, closed. And feel that still spot within you. Managing anything that comes up, anything that comes in to disturb your stillness. Not pushing it away, engaging in it, inviting it in, and dissolving it, acknowledging it. You get to a point where you need to breathe, a little inhale through the nose. And if you get to a point where you absolutely need to breathe, go ahead and exhale. But if you can, maintain your breath hold. Don't struggle with it. Just settle into this. And let's slowly exhale. And let's take a deep inhale. And exhale. And let's inhale again. Eyes are still closed. Go ahead and maintain your natural breath. And settle and find what these breath holds have done for you, how they have brought you back to your own connected self. May have quieted your mind. Acknowledging these shifts that can take place. And let's all take a deep inhale. And let's exhale. And go ahead, open your eyes, and welcome back. So, with what's taking place right now, which is historical by any event that's taken place, very interesting to be able to deal with circumstances that are out of our control. And there's a famous philosopher, psychologist, Viktor Frankl, who said, when we can no longer change our circumstances, which is the situation that's given to us or the people that we're engaged in, we have to change ourselves. And that's, I feel and I sense with a lot of the people that I'm connecting with in the last 6 weeks, is that is the case, is there's much internal change that's taking place within us and around us. And there's a gap between the circumstances that we have and our response. And that gap is a really beautiful place. It is a place where we can observe. It's a place of presence. It's a place where we can determine how we respond to anything compared to react to something. And yoga understood this, or the yogis understood this for thousands of years. They used breath. They used breath in order to stay inside the body and connected, and to create a certain rhythm, a certain pace that was solid and rhythmic and stable, compared to when we feel something in our body and we get up into our heads, and then this head turns into a hamster wheel that starts spinning, creating lots of content, lots of stories. Most of them are fictitious or may not even take place, but they have an effect on the body. The body doesn't really understand that our imagination is just that. Sometimes our imagination, and our imaginations can sometimes run wild. So using the breath to come back to the body to create a solid foundation is really one of the foundational aspects of yoga. It's called pranayams. And then there's thousands of different pranayams that can create different experiences with that. What I like that's happening right now in this world is that Western science and Eastern philosophy or science has kind of merged, is that we're starting to be able to see these inner experiences through Western medicine, through fMRIs, which are a scanning technique, to see what's taking place, how the body is changing when there's an event that takes place and there's an emotion that moves through us. And what they're finding out is that there's this 90-second rule. And this 90-second rule is that when an event happens and it is either surprising or maybe even terrifying or not to our liking, that there's a neurochemical response that takes place. It involves adrenaline, cortisol, it involves higher blood pressure, blood sugar. and it floods through us. And what they have found is that that lasts for about 90 seconds. So if we can feel what we feel as an initial kick from any surprise that we have, and we can stay solid in our bodies, that will flush out of us in 90 seconds. Now, it's a whole different story if we latch onto that and start telling a story and maintaining that loop. So in yoga, what we refer to that as is the negative mind, is that we have this lower mind that is completely intended to keep us alive and to keep us safe in this physical world so we can experience life. And if negative mind works quicker than the other minds that we have, the positive and neutral mind, about 400 times faster than the positive mind. So it's a reason why very often these negative events kick in and we feel them very quickly. But if we can pause, if we can make a gap between the circumstance and our reaction, what we can do is we can let that wave move through us without creating a tsunami, without creating the damage that can often come along with those tsunamis that happen in our lives, sometimes of our own making. So Western science is finding out this pause is a neurochemical, neurological pause or a response. In yoga, we look at it as a breath and as a shifting of a state of being that we can use. So really powerful from a standpoint that once we start understanding that these experiences we have some physical response, we start understanding that there is an ability to navigate the experiences of our lives, even the most challenging ones, with a certain level of stability and poise and grace. And that's where breath comes in for us. It's really wonderful that Western science is seeing that we can pause. But this breath gives us a tool to help us to pause and to stabilize within us. So we're going to be doing a few different breaths today that have certain rhythms that will help you. What we're going to first do is we're going to open up the body, though. There are places in the body that we tend to hold this tension and stress that can build up. When we have an aversion, it's not only aversion to the outside, we have an emotion inside that we may not be expressing. And if we don't express, we tend to hold that emotion in us. And the yogis also found there were three main places they called gates that we held that. One is right in the hips, one is right at the heart center, and one right at the throat. And what we're going to do is we're going to do about three different exercises to help open these areas up as much as we can. Releasing the physical body allows the more subtle breath to have a deeper effect on our experience. So if you are ready to start, let's go. So the first one, and anyone that does much kundalini yoga knows this posture. We're going to take our hands, grab our ankles, extend through the crown of our head. This is the inhale. This is the exhale. You can see my hips rotate back. Inhale, exhale. These are called spinal flexes, or they're also a camel ride. And you can see my hips are rotating back and forth. The lower third of my spine is flexing, and flexing a way that I don't usually flex it throughout the day. Opening up the neural pathways, the tight muscles and tendons, creating space, and also opening up the fascia, really important part of the body that holds and remembers tension. So inhaling forward, exhaling backwards. Eyes are closed as you do this so you can stay inside. Your inner attention is focused on your lower hips. Beautiful. Allowing your breath to be full. So So we're using the breath, not just movement here. And the breath is supporting and creating a rhythm for the movement. You may feel that the upper hips or the lower spine is a little bit tight. And notice as you continue to do this without force, it gently opens and releases these tight areas. And this is the beauty of doing these types of postures on a daily basis, is that the tightness will come back. It's taken a while for that tightness to settle into our bodies. And what's nice is the body remembers its more open, flexible ears. So by doing these postures on a daily basis, it opens the body, it opens the pathways, many different pathways, from very tangible to very subtle. And what it also does is it brings awareness to a part of the body that we pay very little attention to unless there's something chronic happening there. A little bit more. All right, let's take a deep inhale. Eyes are closed. Suspend your breath. As you slowly exhale, keeping your eyes closed, keeping your spine straight, you can go ahead and bring your hands on your knees. And I can suggest is as you have your eyes closed, you can roll them up to your brow point right between your eyebrows. You'll feel a little tension on your optical nerve. That's very helpful for stimulating the pituitary gland and helping to activate the frontal lobes, which aid in this meditative process. So why don't we go ahead, open our eyes. Take a nice deep inhale. Slowly exhale. Beautiful. Next posture is opening up the heart and the solar plex area. This is another one of the gates areas, the solar plexus, where tension can build up. If you ever feel tension in this area, it's usually the solar plexus are pushing down on emotions that are felt in the abdominal area. And what we want to do is open this up so there's a more solid, a more complete communication within the body. We're opening up the solar plexus, the front of the chest, and the back of the chest in this posture. We're interlacing our fingers like this and extending the arms out straight. So it's almost like we're holding a sledgehammer. This is the inhale. This is the exhale. Now, what's important before you start is that as you come up, you try to bring those arms up by your ears. You're going to feel, go ahead and do that right now. You'll feel compression between your shoulder blades. That's opening up the back of the heart center. You'll feel a stretch across the front of your heart center also. Inhaling, exhaling. Try to keep your arms straight. Find a rhythm with this, allowing your body to sway with both the inhale and the exhale. Allow yourself to let go. You will come to a point where your body will say, enough. You've taken me out of my comfort zone, the pattern I'm used to. And that's where we want to keep continuing gently to open up your body, to break an old either mental or somatic bodily pattern. There's many ways to open ourselves up. Movement, breath, and meditation. 3 wonderful tools. Go ahead, keep using your breath. Eyes are closed. Arms are straight, coming all the way up to your ears. Feeling that compression between your shoulder blades. Big, come down. Feel your heart center possibly being challenged here. Feel your solar plexus possibly being challenged. You're doing great. Keep up. Almost there. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring your hands up overhead. Holding the hands up overhead, deep inhale. And suspend your breath. Go ahead and squeeze the buttocks and pull the navel gently in. This puts a lock called a mula bandh in the hips. Hold that for a moment. As you exhale, release. Go ahead, bring your hands down to your knees. Palms are up. Eyes are closed. Deep inhales and exhales. Give your body what it needs as breath right now. Eyes are still closed. Connect to your breath. Deep inhales and exhales. Feel where you're at. See if you can keep your attention focused within your body. And allow yourself to settle there, to trust that space. For many of us, it's not a place that we spend too much time, so it may be uncomfortable to be there. But allow your breath to keep bringing you there. Notice any resistance that you have to sitting in that stillness, and acknowledge it and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Beautiful. All right. Last posture, go ahead, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, go ahead, open your eyes. Another deep inhale. And feel, quickly just scan your body. Feel where you're at right now. What's changed for you? This is showing you that you have the power to shift both body, mind, and emotions fairly quickly. And all that we need to do is remember that we have these tools, that we know how to use them through practice, and that we actually use them when we need them. When we have that space, that pause area, that is when we can use them to help build awareness, presence, to come back to the body. So the last one is this throat center here. This tends to be a narrow spot between the head and the body. Many of us are up in our heads and not really connected to our body. Right here, a lot of tension can build up. A lot of people, tension here, partly mechanical, how we sit in front of computers and on desks all day. But a lot of it is tension that builds up down here, is unacknowledged. And that eventually makes its way up here. And this is where we tend to acknowledge it. You know, we go get a massage or go to a chiropractor. This neck roll that I'm going to show you is really a simple posture or movement where you can do this at any time throughout the day. The secret is to do it slowly and to take your time and to feel where it is that you're holding tension within your throat or within the shoulders or even in the back of the shoulder blades. My suggestion is first to take your right ear and drop it down to your right shoulder and just hold it there for a moment. Now you might feel that your left shoulder has come up a little bit, so go ahead and pull your left shoulder down. You're going to feel a nice pull right through your left side of your shoulder, then your neck. And then you can slowly start rotating your head forward. Noticing, paying attention to the neck and your shoulders. And then when the left ear comes all the way over to the left shoulder, pause there. Go ahead and pull the right shoulder down and feel the deeper stretch. Usually I can feel it from my ear all the way over to the side of my shoulder. And I can, in that space, move my head back and forth just a little bit to massage and open these muscles. No force here. Let this be more gravity helping to open your body. And then slowly start rotating the head back. And when it gets all the way back, let it fall all the way back. And sit there and rotate the head back and forth, side to side. Eyes are closed. And then slowly start rotating towards the right shoulder again. Right ear is right near the right shoulder. Pause there. Bring down the left shoulder. Feel your shoulder, feel your neck, your trapezius. Feel what's going on there. As soon as you get rid of the big areas of stress or knots, you might find the nucleus, the center. And these tend to be trigger points that are in our bodies. Each one of us have unique places, but they're where stress appears. And they're very important to pay attention to. Very important to have an awareness of them so that we can tell where stress starts and when it starts. Allow yourself to rotate over left ear to the left shoulder. And then go ahead and just start rotating the neck on your own. Switching directions. Finding places within your body that are tight and pausing, working them to gently open. Staying with your breath as you do this, inhaling and exhaling. I assure you, if you do this posture once a day for 3 minutes, you will open up and you will release most of the stress that builds up in our neck. And you can likely save yourself a lot of money by having to go to chiropractors or masseuses. And especially now that we can't even see those people, this is a good time to practice this to see if it works for you. 3 to 4 minutes a day. What's really important when you do this is not to just go through the motions, but to take time to feel the body and to map your body. Where do I hold stress? Where does stress first start in my body? So I can pay attention to those areas, not ignore them. Beautiful. A little bit more. Let's take a deep inhale, center. Slowly exhale. Another deep inhale. And slowly exhale. And next, we're going to drop into a really beautiful breath. With pranayams, pattern breathing, very much like what music does to us when we listen to it. It settles us, because when we're unsettled, there's not a lot of rhythm and harmony within the body. The parts are not speaking to one another. The mind is ignoring the body. The body isn't holding the emotions. So once we can create a pattern so that all of these pieces can start synchronizing and joining in together, it creates a very solid base to experience life from. This specific breath is a 5-second inhale, a 15-second hold, and a 5-second exhale. So altogether, it's a breath that takes 25 seconds, and then we repeat it. So a 5-second inhale, 15-second hold, 5-second exhale, 5-second inhale, 15-second hold. Now I have a music that will go along with this with a bell. So, and I'll be walking you through the first 3 cycles, and then we're just on our own from there. So go ahead, make yourself comfortable. Get a pillow underneath you. If you want to put a shawl around you, that would be great. Go ahead and straighten your spine. Take a nice deep inhale. Slowly exhale. A deep inhale. And exhale. And exhale everything out. And this is going to start with a bell and a 5-second inhale. So exhale everything, hold it out. And let's slowly start inhaling. 5 seconds. Suspend your breath. Relax your face, relax your back. 5-second exhale. 5-second inhale. And suspend your breath 15 seconds, relaxing the face, the chest, the back, your arms. Eyes are rolled up to the brow and they're closed. Exhale. Inhale. And suspend. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend. Try not to try to do this. Relax into it. If it becomes too difficult, you can exhale, inhale, catch up to where you were. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend. Allowing your body to relax. Feel your mind quieting and just watchful, watching the experience that you're having. Watching the stillness of your breath hold. Exhale. Inhale and suspend. Spine is straight, eyes are closed. Settle into this. Find any place where you're resisting, relaxing. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend. And continue on your own, listening to each bell. If you need to take a breath and catch up to where you were just at. No forcing here. Allow your body to settle. Find any places within yourself that may be resisting. Just scan the body quickly. Find an area. It might be very subtle. Find those places that have resistance. Allow them to relax. Invite them in. Acknowledge these held spaces. They might have been held for very long periods of time. Eyes are closed, still rolled up to your brow. As you relax, allow your attention to drop down into your heart center, right where your sternum is. Allow it to just sit there. Observe your experience from that space. Notice if that space, observing from your heart center, is a different perspective of your own experience. go ahead on that inhale, exhale again. Inhale in again. Exhale. Eyes are closed. Go ahead and stay in your body. Feel what that breath has done for you, what kind of rhythm it may have created. And what does rhythm do for you? What does it expose or release? What does it bring together in wholeness? That's really an important aspect of breath and rhythm. So as you sit there with your eyes closed, really important to understand that when we're out of sorts, we're out of rhythm. And that when we can create a rhythm through many means, through movement, through breath, through music and sound, that we get to come back. And we get to come back to ourselves and create a foundation, a stable space to engage our experience and the circumstances around us. Feel that as you have your eyes closed. Feel if you don't recognize that stillness, that stability inside that you've created just through breathing. 9 minutes of rhythmic breathing. And as you practice this, the ability to drop into that space becomes easier, quicker. It may take 9 minutes now, might only take 2 or 3 minutes in the future with practice. It's what happens when we master anything. So I'd invite you now to come lying on your backs. Place a pillow underneath your head. Go ahead and place a blanket over you. Eyes are closed. And feel how sensitive the body becomes to sound. Once we open it, once we turn off the noise, we can hear the signal of our own experience. Allow yourself to stay connected to your breath. Watching the movement of your breath, allowing yourself to settle into the ground. Each exhale, allowing yourself to absorb into the ground, to feel its strength and foundational that it creates for us. Staying connected to your breath. Each exhale, allowing yourself to settle more deeply into the ground, into your mat. Trusting there's something there to hold you. Allowing yourself to let go just a little bit more. Let's all take a deep inhale. Go ahead and suspend your breath. Hold it for a moment. Inhale a little bit more, filling your chest, feeling it expand. Hold it. Through the mouth, powerfully exhale. Inhale through the nose again. Filling up your lungs, filling them up a little bit more. Feeling the tightness in your chest and your lungs. And through your mouth, powerfully exhale. One more time, deep inhale. Fill up your lungs, fill up your lungs. And then powerfully exhale through your mouth. And then go ahead, bring your knees into your chest. Give them a big hug. Go ahead and rock side to side. And then slowly start rocking back and forth along the length of your spine. Come sitting up in easy pose. Eyes are still closed. Spine is straight. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And then we're going to finish with a pranayama. Now, pranayams are breathing postures, but we often add in different ways of holding the body. The reason being is it's easy to be calm and quiet in the body and mind when we're just sitting here. Nothing irritating us, no noises around us to aggravate us. When we add a posture and we hold it for a period of time, its intent is to challenge our body, to challenge and to feel areas of discomfort, so that as we trust our breath more deeply and we follow it more completely, we can settle into a space where the body can be challenged. And we can be this watchful awareness, watching the challenge, but not being entangled into it. And the breath gives us a certain rhythm and stability to be with that and not to be drawn away from the stillness and within us. So this posture is quite easy. We're taking our hands and we're pulling our arms out to the side. What's important is when we bring our hands out the side, very often we want to have the thumbs kind of up a little bit. We're going to be extending the thumbs towards the back of the room behind us. And you're going to feel a little bit of twist and tension within your arms. Now what I'd like to ask you is to extend your fingers as if you're trying to touch the opposite walls in your house or in your room. And hold that and feel the tension within your arms. Feel the tension, especially across the heart center. And in this posture, go ahead and close your eyes. Extend through the crown of your head. So we're extending through the spine. We're extending through our arms. Palms of the hands are facing towards the ceiling. And connect with your breath. Long, slow, deep breathing here. It will feel good at first, and in about a minute or two, the body will start to become challenged. It may start to shake. Not uncommon. And this is when I'd ask you to connect more deeply with your breath, to follow your breath. Follow it inside, all the way down to your hips, all the way into the ground. And on the exhale, letting it come back up through your body, right out your nostrils. Maintaining the extension through your arms. As the arms become more challenged, extend further. Extend into that challenge. And allow your breath to be solid. Let it be still. Let your body shake. Let it be achy. And you just stay connected to your breath. Allowing your breath to become a bit deeper. So that the heart opens, the lungs expand. If you get to a point where your arms become intolerable, the discomfort, go ahead and just shake them out and get right back into the posture. What we're doing here too is we're building the nervous system, the ability to hold intensity in the body and to just watch it. Usually when we feel discomfort in the body, we react. And we're creating that pause right now, that gap that we spoke about. And notice when you connect with your breath, how that gap becomes expansive, infinite. You start paying attention more to your body and the discomfort of the shaking. Bring your attention back to your breath. Let your body do what it needs to do. It's releasing, it's growing, building your nervous system. You're building your ability to sit and watch. We've got about 2 minutes left. Hopefully that doesn't cause a little reaction within you. Stay connected to your breath. If you need to, shake your arms out and get right back into the posture. Deepen the inhales as it becomes more challenging. And also more complete exhales, navel going all the way towards your spine. Stay with it, you can do this. We're almost there. Commit to your breath a little bit more. Commit to your breath a little bit more. Deeper inhales. Just watch the body. Don't get entangled. All right, deep inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and bring the arms up overhead. Go ahead and shake them out. Go ahead and rotate the shoulders, staying connected to your breath. Then go ahead and place your hands on your knees. Spine is straight. And connect back with your breath here. Learning how to relate to a part of our life, a very important part, our breath, that we pay often very little attention to. One of the most powerful tools that we have available to us in everyday life. It's a way of shifting our state of being, our emotional state, our mental state, our physical state. It's what prescriptions and pharmaceuticals do, but this is the natural way of doing it. It's your own body resolving and balancing itself. And the body loves to be in balance. It loves to be in wholeness. And when we're scattered and broken and fragmented because of emotions and circumstances around us, we get to come back and put those pieces together and learn how to do that on a moment-by-moment basis until it just becomes second nature. That's when you know breath. That's when you've mastered your breath. And also, along with that, your ability to shift your emotional state, which is a gift to have in modern day life. So go ahead, let's take a deep inhale. Slowly exhale. Go ahead and open your eyes. So, we experienced a lot of different breaths today, and I hope you could see the power of breath and rhythm. Breath holds for bringing some stability and stillness into our bodies. And this ability that when the body becomes super active, challenged, almost to the point where we can't handle it, how connecting with our breath allows us to endure and really actually to dissolve the discomfort. As I was doing that, I could feel my body starting to shake, and I committed to my breath. And all of a sudden the shaking stopped, and I was able to feel the challenge, but not be so enmeshed in it. So please practice these yourself. Practice these when you're in your everyday life and something's going wrong. Create a rhythm, create a patterned breath, and stick with it for 3 to 4 minutes, and I assure you, it will shift your state. All right? So I thank you for joining us today. If you'd like, we have a number of other classes on our YouTube channel, or we also have an online studio at global-studio.7chakrayoga.com. It's in the descriptions of these videos, and we'd love to see you there. That we've got hundreds of different videos and different types of classes. If you like this channel, please subscribe so that we can make it available to more people and you can get quicker access to it. So until next week, thank you. Please practice your breath, and I'll see you next Monday.